So, hey guys, today is finally polling day. So, I am at 7,000 gems, which is a decent amount. Could be much higher, I guess. So, the only two options, really, I think. Well, oh, wait, I get a free pull from here. Might as well. Well, anyway, the only two options would be realistically the alt art pack, I think, or the new selection. Because I don't like super care too much about, well, any of these packs, really, like these two. They're kind of whatever. For this, what am I missing in here? Let's go buy this. Well, one March here, White Rabbit. If Malice actually gets hit, then it might be better, but aside from that, I guess, like, I'm missing Underground, Delta of Invitation. Delta of Invitation basically just exists to send Eldlik. I don't think there's another zombie that's worth sending. But like, there was a thing I was kind of like really annoyed with Eldlik for being like, it's kind of quote unquote generic zombie support because Eldlik's effect does not lock you and allows you to special summon any zombie monster from hand and not just Eldlik itself, right? But there was no good send or way to get access to Eldlik until Delta of Invitation right now. But I mean, you still have to run Eldlik, and that's a Garnet, because if you open Eldlik from hand, you have to send. Uh, in this case, it'd probably be something like Delta of Invitation plus Eldlik or something like that. Well, either way, you have to send like two cards to the graveyard if it's turn one to put that Eldlik in hand into the graveyard. And then you need to send another spell slash trap for the Eldlik to be added to your hand, and then to be able to special summon a zombie monster. So it's super inefficient. But in terms of zombie monsters that special summon from hand, I don't remember if this is still true now, but I believe there were like only two zombies that did so. And if we're accounting for like zombies that just special summon themselves from hand, it was like maybe two or three or something wild. I think it was like literally just Jacko Bolin, Gozuki, and Eldlik the Golden Lord. And there was no other way to really special summon a zombie from your hand. Well, for the most part, I recall something like that. So yeah, that kind of just sucks versus Dragon Link, but which just has a better time of just generically kind of special summoning your guys. And your setup is easier, but yeah. Anyway, this pack, I'm not really feeling that great about this pack because there are only a few cards I would realistically want from here. Like, I do not have Clearwing Synchro Dragon here, Trish, and it's basically just, these two are alt arts. And then we have Nature Mole Cricket, which I don't have. And then there's alt art Medallion of the Ice Barrier, which I'm not even sure if I have this card or not because this is alt art. I'm pretty sure I probably have regular Trish, right? No, wait. This is regular Trish. I just don't have Trish. Huh. Okay. And yeah. The only cards I care about specifically for here, I guess, would be any Ultras I don't have, and Chaos Angel. Additional copies of Chaos Angel are welcome, because two Chaos Angel is actually kind of, well, it's not that great of a lock, but it doesn't lose to a single imperm. Does it lose to two imperm? Yes. Yes. If you imperm both my Chaos Angel, then they're affected by monster effects again. So there you go. But if I had, for example, three Chaos Angel, then you would need all three of your infinite impermanences, which is much harder to do. And Chaos Angel just applies the same protections as it does to itself. Well, it applies this protection to itself and other synchro monsters, essentially, right? So since Chaos Angel itself is a synchro, if we have one copy of Chaos Angel active, then all three would have the same protections. And it has no like active effect, so it doesn't really feel that bad to have multiple Chaos Angel. And even if I were to special summon multiple Chaos Angel on the same turn, it doesn't feel that bad because no hard ones per turn, which I think kind of interesting strategy. Would be fun to play, but aside from that, yeah, if I really wanted to do that, I can just craft 2 Chaos Angel. So we'll probably, I guess, have to do some pulls on here because there are, well, just some interesting cards here, I think. Just a little bit, though. I don't think this is generically useful. The most generically useful card here will be the Gordian Slicer, which if that was the only thing I cared about, I could just craft 3, but yeah. I just don't have any of the new cards in the selection, so it's still decently worth pulling, and I guess like a Gateway of the 6 isn't that bad. So yeah, might as well do some pulls here, I guess, for this. And also like about AQ, I guess I only need 1 copy, so we could grab, but yeah, whatever. I guess I'll just pull in here until I get the stuff I want, and then we can leave. 1 Gordian Slicer. Meows, that's okay. X Ryzeal, okay. If that was a royal, I might have had to play Ryzeal. No complaints here. 3 ultras is pretty good. The only time I think I would complain about like my royals, or not royals, my URs would be when I'm getting absolutely just dupes. Getting dupes is the worst. Well, partially because like you don't need 5 or 6 copies of certain cards, and then if I just pulled a one of the card I wanted, that would be equivalent to the 3 uh, dupes I just pulled. But I mean, they still help, so it's never bad per se. This 10 has been insane. If you tell me I would pull this many in the altar, I might have been tempted to pull there instead. Hmm. Well, damn. I know it's a 1 in 5 for the last card, I believe to be an ultra, but just damn. I haven't seen this good of luck in so long. I mean, technically, there could be an ultra somewhere here. Who knows? I mean, probably not, honestly. Hmm. Not really seeing much of anything here. Oh. Upgrade. Nice. Ice Ryzeal. Well, what were the odds? Okay, the odds weren't that great. Alright, guaranteed ultra. No complaints if we get like 2. Detonator. Okay. Now that I think about it, even if I don't play Detonator, isn't Duo Drive just kind of gross? Thinking about it. Yeah, isn't it? Because Duo Drive just searches 2 cards, right? And because it searches 2 cards, it can be like 2 interactions just from making Duo Drive. I mean, technically you have Garnet, so it's more worthwhile to play them with Ryzeal, but if I just make Duo Drive, attach Ryzeal, I think, and then detach 2, I still have Monster Negate plus a draw, and they only lock you after you summon them, right? So I could do full combo of something else and then just drop the Duo Drive onto my board, and that only requires 1 extra deck slot. So is that bad? Hmm. Blackers. Cool. Node Ryzeal. Uh-huh. If I ever get 2 Ultras in a pack, I'm not going to be mad like ever. But if I get 1, that'd probably be when I would be upset. Alright. No copies of About AQ. I mean, that's fine because I can just craft, but would like to see 1 copy, I guess. Okay, Royal Speedroid Wing Synchron. This just looks like, I guess for the most part, just a mini version of Clearwing. It's cool, I guess. I don't think I'll really play it, though. Uh, I don't know if I can even be mad about this one because my first pack was so insane. Even if this one kinda sucks, like, if I just get 1 Ultra, it's still, like, I'm pretty above average, still. So, I guess it's bound to happen, you know, maybe the distribution kinda goes, like, up and down a bit. That's how it be sometimes. I think to, like, just make a deck outright with just pulls for the most part, you need to put in, like, around 8,000 or 9,000 gems anyways, so... Yeah. For the amount I've put in, we're still doing pretty good, I think. When does the next dual pass start? That'd probably help out a ton. Are we really not going to even get 1? Damn. Well, one of the reasons it sucks, like, it's not going to matter too much here, I don't think, but the last card has a higher chance of tearing up versus every other card you pull. So we kind of lose that tear up chance if it's guaranteed to be an ultra, I guess. So that sucks. Well, okay then. Oh damn. The universe is really balancing out here. If I legitimately only get the guaranteed ultra, then I think right now we're either average or just a bit over the average still. That pack was yellow, by the way. None of these cards are foil. There are 2 rare cards here. No SRs, no ultras. Just throwing that out there. Anyway. Okay. Meaning being yellow really means nothing. Like, this could be absolutely nothing. Turn yellow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, sure, sure. Where's my yellow card? Like, I don't even need the yellow card, but like, damn. How many was that before it gave me like an actual yellow card? Oh, speaking of cards though, we haven't gotten any rainbow cards, so that sucks. We're at least guaranteed the one though. I was hoping to see at least two in this pack though, you know? Well, it looks like we're not pulling for the alt art. Alt arts are really expensive to pull for, so not gonna happen this time around. Maybe when this specific one swings by again. I don't think I even got that lucky for the Fallen of Albaz one. At least it was Gordian Slicer. If it was a dupe after all this, I think I might just cry. But like, not actually. The luck really is balancing out here. So what was that? 0, 1, and then this one might potentially be a second one. So it's like 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, something like that. First copy of Drac Volcano. Haven't gone a Royal Ultra in a while. Would be nice to get one just in general. Misk X Ryzeal. That is the playset of X Ryzeal done. Well, it's not a literal playset, but I mean, since it's semied. Yeah. Kinda interesting how they semied Ryzeal already, but there was no hit on Malice, right? That's kinda weird if you ask me. Alright. Keep her going. I guess X is able to help you with going second a little bit. I think that's the second copy of Clear Wings, or Synchro Speedroid Wing Synchron. What? That's a crazy name right there. Two ultras, finally, an average pack. Gateway of the Six. That's the first copy. Oh, if that were a royal, I might be playing that. You know, just maybe. Speedroid is just like, eh. People Realm Survival. Okay. Well, all in then. And just like that, we're guaranteed to be pretty much at least average, I think, in the polls here. Just based off of how insane the first 10 was. I think we're still like just average. If I pull one more Ultra, now we have a full playset of Gordian Slicer. Nice. And I believe we haven't gone above 3 of yet, which is nice. So aside from that, I think I'm slightly above average for URs pulled. Like very slightly. I think I'm like maybe 1 over or something. That or I'm completely even and I can't do basic addition. But you know, either way, the pulls this time around, like quality wise and all that, pretty decent. We don't have any copies of Sword Ryzeal though, I think. This is pointless to have a second copy of, I'm sure, right? Is it? Actually, maybe not. I don't remember. Doesn't one of the cards have like some kind of cheat special summon type effect for the Six Samurais? Like, I could be completely wrong and misremembering. But if there was a card effect like that, kind of like a Waking the Dragon type thing, or some sort of cheating like the one I think it was like a Glad Beast Link or something that had the ability to cheat out a fusion. Maybe there was something like that. I mean, would have been nice to have copies of like just these guys in general. Well, Charming Meals, honestly, like this card's just terrible. Each time your opponent special summons a monster from any graveyards or banishment, immediately draw one card. But what deck? What am I playing this for? And okay, what if my opponent's not on that? Yeah, a great card. And then we have Sword Ryzeal, which is like, yeah, I mean, pretty integral, considering that this is the only worthwhile to add Fire, Thunder, Ryzeal, which this is what this adds. So, no target for that right now. Maybe about AQ, I think. I would just like to mess around with this, because I could use this in, like, Unchained. Like, straight up, you know, destroy a card, crash this card until end phase, and if you do special summon one light or dark monster from your graveyard. Both these effects are actually just pretty good in general. I think the discard effect is fine because you're able to uh, kind of like recycle stuff in Unchained, so not really that bad. And wait, this is only during your standby phase, so you can't draw more hand traps off of this. Oh. This does start a chain though, so it's like, And you can't use these effects during the standby phase because they're main phase only. Hmm. Very weird. I'm sure I can find a usage for this somewhere. Aside from this just generically summons light or dark monsters, so scythe. Anyway. Oh yeah, of course it also destroys any card on the field, including a backrow scythe. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.